Greetings and welcome to another exciting episode of the Planetary Persuader. I am Cosmic Kev, your host, and this is for the week beginning Friday, February 1st through the 7th, 2019. Now, looking at the sky today, we would find the moon in the constellation of Sagittarius, and the part of Sagittarius that it's in, if you're watching this early in the day, it's Mula Nakshatra. If you're watching it later on Friday, it's going to be Purva Shada. So that's the part of the sky it is. But we'll talk about Sagittarius men in general. I mean, the moon and Jupiter are friends. Sagittarius is a Jupiter-ruled sign. And so, and this is sidereal or Vedic astrology we're talking about in this segment of the show. When we're talking about a lunar mansion. And so, there's a bit of, enthusiasm, a bit of good fortune, you could say, with that. Now, in Western astrology today, we would say in the tropical zodiac, we'd call it a Capricorn moon. And Capricorn being opposite of Cancer, which rules the moon, it's, a moon of maybe a little more difficulty and hardship. But, the sidereal Vedic horoscope, Purva Shada, actually brings about a certain amount of victory, because it's Venus ruled. So by tonight, by this evening, the moon will be in Purva Shada. And even I think even in late afternoon, by the afternoon, the moon should be in Purva Shada, or even late morning. It might even be in Purva Shada by late morning. I think so. Pacific Standard Time is what we're talking about here. I think it's going to be a great day because that's a Venus-ruled nakshatra. As well as all being in the sign of Sagittarius in the sidereal Vedic zodiac. Now, in the tropical or Western zodiac, it's Capricorn moon. And the aspects are Mars square Pluto this evening at 7:15. Well, that sounds really good for a workout or for like a boxing or martial arts match or something. It looks a little bit dangerous, but it's very strong. And then we've got Moon sextile Neptune at 10:42 p.m. And we've also got Moon conjoining Saturn at 10:57 p.m. Now, sextile Neptune at 10:42, that's aesthetic, good time to work on a picture or something. Moon in Capricorn, Moon in Capricorn, Saturn in Capricorn in the tropical zodiac, or even, Moon even in Sagittarius, Moon and Saturn conjoining in the Vedic zodiac, that's like Saturn Sate. And, it's like a little bit, I feel somewhat emotionally depressed, I didn't quite get my needs met, that's another thing. That's another way to go. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes we want to correct people because we feel that being right is more important than being happy. Now, I know I don't want to encourage people to be bliss ninnies. Since in Western astrology we've got Sun in Aquarius. Aquarius is about I know. February 1st today. Venus is going to move into Capricorn this week. It's in the tropical zodiac. And that's going to happen on Sunday the 3rd at 2:30 p.m. So we go Venus from Sagittarius to Capricorn at 2:30 p.m. on Sunday. New moon on Monday. Now this is the real news, folks. The new moon on Monday will be in the lunar mansion of Shravana, which of course is in Capricorn, and the sun's still in Capricorn, in the astronomical sidereal zodiac. You understand that? I know it's not what we commonly know in the Western world, but this stuff is deep, and this is where it actually is, so take note. Now Shravana, this lunar nakshatra of the new moon, means to listen. It's ruled by the moon. Its ruling deity is Vishnu, the preserver. So what a lot about this new moon, which happens at a little after 1 o'clock on the 4th at 1:04 p.m. Pacific Standard Time is Gong Hei Fat Choi. This is the beginning of Chinese New Year. This is the year of the Earth Boar, which makes everything fat. It makes things funny. It makes things entertaining. It makes things priest-like. You know, the Twilight Zone came out in 1959, which was the year of the Earth Boar. So I think that's another interesting thing to note. And that was some really deep entertainment that, you know, played on our fears and our common, you know, there's like common wisdom. And when sometimes when we're introduced to a narrative that we're less familiar with, we instantly want to condemn it. Because it's not within our familiarity comfort zone. That's why, you know, they call things conspiracy theories or whatever. It means this is not in my comfort zone. I'm not comfortable. Oh, you know, doesn't mean it's not true. It means that, you know, it could be not true, but I think people tend to think of it as not true. It's a theory. No theories are true until proven, you know, and no theories are not true until proven because they're theories. That's all. Anyhow, with that said, the other changes we're seeing, nothing else. Really just Venus going into Capricorn in the Western Zodiac and the new moon in Capricorn and Chinese New Year. Those are the big events. Here we go. We're hitting it now, one by one, starting with you, Aries. Greetings, Aries. Welcome to your horoscope. So Mars is still in the first house. So is Uranus. Mars and Uranus are getting close to a conjunction. So there's kind of this, what I call almost an irrational angst. Like, oh, we got to do something. Yeah. And all I can say is haste make waste. And may the coolest heads prevail. So just staying calm in a crisis is not an easy thing to do. You know, I'll give you an example. A skateboarder come up from behind me as I was turning, and he cursed at me because I turned in front of him, and I never saw him. He was behind me. He just tried to make a maneuver to get ahead of me, and that was it. You know, and I think it's just funny how when we make a poor decision, we immediately, rather than look at ourselves and what we've done, we want to attack whatever's blocking us from getting to our goal. And I think that is something that we just all need to watch out for right now. With this Uranus and Mars together, that's the type of thing that you can expect. Now we still have North Node in Cancer. So we want the world to be a nurturing, safe place. Yes, we do. You know, but we also have South Node in Capricorn as well, getting closer to to Saturn, and so there's karma for our difficulties, and we're going to have to acknowledge that. All right. Well, hello, Taurus. Welcome to your horoscope. So, I mean, Uranus, Mars in the 12th house, there's more of this subconscious angst. Venus moving into Capricorn is probably a good thing. Because it's like you're getting to a place where you're seeking a more spiritual love, you're seeking a higher love and a higher vibration. And that's certainly worthwhile, you know. I mean, I don't want to make it like a silly song, but yeah, it also could be like long distance relationships. I mean, the deal is that Venus is eventually going to move closer to Saturn and Pluto, and Mercury though is in a good place. You know, Mercury's in Aquarius, Sun's in your midheaven in the 10th house, so this is a time to really work on career things and to make public appearances and have the public know what you're good at. So that's one of the gifts about now. And I think it's just, you know, a good time to have a rear view mirror a little bit, you know, like just to kind of watch your back, pray, have guardian angels watching over you, and keep your good friends close by. And sometimes your mate's money, when you have Jupiter transiting the 8th house, can help you. So your husband or wife might be doing really good. All right. So greetings, Gemini. Welcome to your horoscope. So Mercury and Sun are in the 9th house, which is the house of higher education and intelligence, and speech is going better. You're able to share higher information. And I have to admit, I mean, somebody could speak in front of the UN, and there are dismissive people everywhere. Dismissive, you know, and you know, I don't know how good that does us. Shutting people down, I guess sometimes people are annoying, and we want to. So it's understandable. Relationship-wise, things should be good. Your passion should be getting a little bit deeper, but you've been dealing with some hardships. You've been dealing with some things that are somewhat ego-crushing, and you're dealing with like some real serious past life karma and stuff, and there's really no running away from that stuff. You have an ambition to make some money, and you probably do it. And the social scene is pretty rowdy for you right now. Oh boy. So, greetings, Cancer. Welcome to your horoscope. So, we've got Moon moving from Capricorn through to Pisces this week. Okay. And so, our focus is really should be moksha. It should be being a more enlightened you and not caring so much about all the crap in the world, all the crud, you know. So it's just like, take a deep breath and just release, you know. And I mean, I think things, because Pisces is a water sign, things will get better as we get towards the end of the week. You know, Wednesday and Thursday will be a lot better for you than, say, you know, the other days might be a little bit more challenging. I mean, and one thing you could say, though, is that, you know, Friday, Saturday, Moon's in the 7th house, so there's some negotiation going on. There's some amount of empathy. There's some amount of compassion. Moon, Saturn, and Pluto is, and the South Node, it's sort of a, you know, there's a lot of difficult things in the relationship to negotiate, and it's hard to get away from that. And so you just have to do your best to stay present and be okay. And I mean, as far as like Chinese New Year and everything, I mean, this is an intense year for you. Yeah. Where you're going to be really called out on a lot of stuff. I mean, I think the good news about this year is it's going to create a lot of growth. But all the, you know, you and Aries and Libra and Capricorn, especially if you're in the mid degrees, there's going to be some pretty rough stuff to deal with, you know, throughout this year. And so it's just something to keep in mind. I mean, one thing that's good is like your health is going to improve, and your love life gets better this week, I'd like to think. But you know, you gotta deal with what you got to deal with. Greetings, Leo, and welcome to your horoscope. So, you know, Aquarius time is your partnership sign. I mean, it's opposite of you. I mean, it happens. I've seen Leos and Aquarians together, but it doesn't happen very often because, you know, here in the northern latitudes, especially, you know, north of the tropics, you know, weather is more extreme. You know, winter's cold, summer's hot. Leo's the king of summer. Aquarius is the king of winter. You know, that's how it works, because it may not be the darkest time of year, but for a lot of places it's the coldest time of year. And so, and in the Western tropical zodiac, we consider air signs to be kind of cold and detached. and fixed air is the coldest. But here's the thing: is there's good communication in your relationships right now, and this is a good opportunity to move your career forward and to possibly get a better job. And boy, there are so many things to open ourselves up to. And so I would just say, watch your health though. You know, watch health issues this time of year, right now, because that's going to be where more of the challenges come with Saturn and Pluto. I mean, Venus moving into the 6th house is like get a better outfit, you know? Get yourself looking nice. Mars and Uranus, maybe a little more dangerous and iffy while you're traveling. You know, you might want to just kind of check things out before you go too far. And, yeah, gung hei fat choi. You know? Here we go. Greetings, Virgo. Welcome to your horoscope. So, I think like one of the things about this year for Virgo, and you know, and I'm talking Chinese New Year, Year of the Boar, is, you know, Jupiter's presence in the 4th house. So it's like about making your home nicer and strengthening the relationship with your parents, particularly your mother. It's also a good year for real estate, buying and selling vehicles. That's a big deal. Right now, you're working on, you know, this is a good time to focus on health issues, to be healthier, and do what you can to kind of keep yourself chilled, keep yourself in better shape, avoid things that might be bad for you. You know, fried foods, too much sugar, too much flour products, and those are things to avoid. You know, too much red meat, all of that kind of thing. And to work on health issues. But right now, you're kind of like in what I'd call a relationship stew. Your love life gets better. You know, Venus is moving into your 5th house, so it's like, woo! Open up your heart. But you're opening up your heart and you're like, oh my God, there's all this suffering. My kids are suffering, you know. My art projects need a little more work. My creative stuff, I've got a lot to do to make things built to last. So it's like, breathe in, take your time, don't give up. Uranus and Mars in the 8th house, it's intensity. You know, a lot of other people are throwing stuff at you. And it's not necessarily yours, so you don't have to own it, okay? I think part of your mantra for Virgo this year will be, it's not about me. You know, I'm just going to do my best, keep my nose to the grindstone, and just keep moving forward. It's another day. And I think your social life is getting better. And, you know, there might be a past life lover that comes visit you. I don't know. You never know these things. Greetings, Libra. Welcome to your horoscope. Okay. So, I mean, the best thing to do here is to negotiate. Whenever you got a problem, you negotiate. Now, Mars and Uranus are in the 7th house. So, all the crazy stuff is with your partner, your love affair, your spouse, maybe the new job you've got. If you were enlisting in the military right now, I'd say get ready. Some crazy stuff's about to happen. You know, I'm not sure what, but it could. Your home life, there's a lot of intensity in the home life, you know, with Saturn, Mars. I mean, Venus is moving there, so just be loving to loved ones. Try to avoid exaggeration. Connect with siblings if you can. That's like a real big thing for you this year, is like having a better connection with brothers, sisters, and old friends. That'll help. You know, keep working on your health trip too. Do what you can to keep yourself better fit. And, you know, there's good career opportunities coming up as well. Okay. We're with Scorpio. Greetings, Scorpio. So Jupiter is in the 2nd house for most of this year for you. And that can help you with economic abundance. It can bring more wealth into your life. It can bring better values. It can bring some peace in your family. And so, there could be this sort of calming down. There's a lot of activity among friends. There's a lot of activity among communication. So just avoiding excess communication might not be a bad thing right now, to check out a social network. I'm like thinking that's probably a good idea. I mean, if you're using it for business, you just keep it on that line, you'll probably be fine. Well, we've got Sun and Mercury in the 4th house, so paying attention to the well-being of parents, news, information about ancestors, and just being comfortable with your home, making it more comfortable, and then doing things to get you excited about working out and getting in shape. That's another thing, and putting a spiritual twist on all your creative projects, that would help a lot as well. Well, greetings Sagittarius, welcome to your horoscope. So, you are the one who is going to go through a lot of growth, more than any other sign this year, because Jupiter is in your 1st house. So Jupiter's in Sagittarius, so wherever Jupiter is in your horoscope, that is an area where you're going to have challenges, that is an area where you're going to have growth. And growing pains are not easy, man. I'd like to be all positive, because Jupiter in Sagittarius, the tropical zodiac, it's considered positive. And so, good things are going to come out of this, but we may not be aware of it immediately. And so that's just something to keep in mind. And there's just a lot of attention that generally needs to be paid to your finances, because right over there, right here in the good old 2nd house, there's the finances. And you got to look at that, and family relationships, and things involving our throat and our... Okay, whoa, all right. So, greetings Capricorn, and welcome to your horoscope. So, for Capricorn right now, it's all about pacing yourself, because there's a lot of activity in your 1st house. With Pluto, you've got these new insights. With Saturn, it's telling you to slow down, build long-term projects that are built to last. And Venus just moved into the picture. And Venus will move into the picture. And Venus is saying, hey, love is coming your way. You're becoming a more attractive you. And so find that attractiveness to be a good thing. And you're hungry for a relationship right now. But it's just important to just chill out, take your time. Mercury and Sun in the 2nd house. I don't know. I don't know what to think about this. I think it's about you have a lot to say right now, and using your words, you can make more money through that, and paying attention to your home life. There's an element of maybe selling vehicles or possibly moving, and you have to look at all these things and weigh out the pluses and minuses. Don't do anything rash, unless you have to. And, that's that. Okay. So, Aquarius, hello, greetings. Nice to have you here. Well, your key phrases I know, and you got your thinking cap on, and most every year, Chinese New Year happens while the sun's in Aquarius. Not every, but most every year. Once in a great while it happens in Capricorn, but it's pretty rare. So, Gung Hei Fat Choi. And, Jupiter being in your 11th house, this is a lot of good, positive social connections. There's people that can help you. It's so important to pay attention to this type of thing, because I need help, sometimes. And, today somebody offered me some help, and I was like, thank you. I appreciate that. And so be aware of your helpers, your gurus, your teachers. This is like the place, this is a year where your positive information turns into action. Right now, it's kind of like a good time to also lay low, even though Sun's in Aquarius and this is your time of year. There's a lot of karma. And so it's sort of like a Pandora's box brewing. You know, Venus is in the 12th house. Not a bad place. I mean, unless there's some deceptive gal in work that's trying to get your job or something, you know, spread lies about you. But it's like you really got to deal with your karma. You got to deal with your spiritual life. It's a good time to take a trip, get away to an exotic place if you could. That would be nice. I mean, that would help. All right. Greetings, Pisces, and welcome to your horoscope. So, I mean, as we're just wrapping things up here, Neptune in the first house, you know, your spiritual life is foremost. And with North Node in Cancer in the 5th house, it's like you've got creative abilities and creative works that you got to put on the table, you got to do. You really need to complete these things. You have incredible social connections, especially today and tomorrow, with the moon passing by the 11th house. But overall, that need to be worked on, and Venus too, so even group creative projects. You know, getting groups together isn't always easy, but just keep the focus, keep affirming that focus, why you're there, what you're doing, and how you can make that thing better. It's going to be good. I mean, this is a time of year you want to lay low. It's a good time of year to keep a dream journal because you're going to be getting messages and downloads from dreams. It's a really good time to kind of hold your tongue and don't speak harshly. You know, harsh speech is, it can really hurt, and it's okay. It's like sometimes we just have to hold ourselves back and question, okay, why do I feel this uncentered, ungrounded way that I do right now? And if I do, what can take me back down to earth in a good way, in a solid way? Remind yourself of those good things. Remember, folks, everybody, you know, we are all the signs of the zodiac. You know, Jupiter's in your midheaven, Pisces. This is a good year for career for you. Right now, your social life looks, you know, bubbling. I'll just say it's a good time to kind of lay low. Maybe take an exotic vacation, get away from where there's other people, like a spiritual retreat. That would help too. And remember, like I said, we are all every sign. Gang Hei Fat Choi. Happy Chinese New Year. Looking forward to seeing you next week. Appreciate your comments. I appreciate you sharing and subscribing. We need more sharers. We need more subscribers.